pay no attention to this, although it looks kind of cool, but clearly I don't know how to operate a green screen or know what to wear when I'm using a green screen. Nevertheless, I still like pen. But welcome to Own the Chaos, everybody. And let me just tell you, there's nothing more chaotic than trying to predict Tesla's earnings.
Every time I drive down the road, I want to jerk the wheel into a goddamn bridge embankment.
3 months have passed since we last heard from Elon Musk regarding Tesla's financial performance. It was back in October when Tesla last posted earnings, and while the results were disappointing, particularly from the revenue side, Musk reassured us that Q4 was going to be, quote, epic and extremely good. Well, Wednesday afternoon, we'll finally find out if Q4 was indeed epic, and be sure to tune in on Wednesday live with me as we react to those. But it's probably safe to say it will certainly be interesting at the very least. Tesla delivered 1.31 million cars in 2022, up 40% year on year. But this was below the average of the 1.33 million analysts were expecting. Additionally, the automaker delivered 405,000 vehicles in the last 3 months of 2022, more than 5% below the 427,000 that analysts were expecting. According to estimates, earnings per share are expected to be at $1.11, and revenues is going to be around $24.26 billion. Wall Street has estimated revenue for the year to be around $141.91 billion, and so it'll be interesting to see if guidance then comes in either above that or at least meets it. This earnings report is actually being hailed as one of the most important in history, and not just for Tesla, but also for the company's CEO, Elon Musk. Tesla shares have been on the rise, with Monday's rally taking them to their highest close since December 19th. However, Wedbush analyst Dan Ives warns the EV market is facing a darker macro in 2023, with fierce competition coming from all angles. He added that Tesla has experienced unprecedented hypergrowth over the past few years, but now the company is facing a different reality. And this is coming from Dan Ives, who was a huge fan, and I'm sure he's still a fan, but a huge bull for Tesla and tech in general. Obviously, if you guys know who Dan Ives is, but this is kind of an alarming thing coming from him. Adding to this backdrop is Musk himself, who has essentially gone from a superhero with a red cape to a villain in the eyes of many investors after the ongoing Twitter fiasco, and that has cast a huge shadow over Tesla stock as well, as we all know. Not to mention, Musk is currently testifying in a federal trial around taking Tesla private in those tweets that he made back in 2018. FactSet consensus calls for Tesla to report fourth quarter adjusted earnings of $1.13 on sales of $24.7 billion, and that would compare with the adjusted earnings of 85 cents on sales of $17.7 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. There is also the question of deliveries growth guidance for 2023 as well. Tesla has issued a generic multi-year growth target for volume, but this may need to be revised in light of current conditions. Analysts are saying that Tesla needs to provide a more realistic delivery target for 2023 so that investors can have confidence in those numbers. But hey, as we all know, Elon has never been one for realistic targets, so it'll be interesting to see what investors make of this guidance. Last I checked, the Model Y still isn't the #1 selling vehicle in the world, as he boasted it would be back in 2021. And don't get me started on FSD. Don't get me started on FSD, the Cybertruck, or anything else. Ahead of the report, Oppenheimer notes that expectations on Tesla are shifting quickly following the price drops in some key models. They believe that if Tesla is able to maintain automotive gross margin in the mid-20s, shares are likely to trade higher on earnings leverage potential, so fingers crossed that they don't drop the ball on this one. By the way, if you are enjoying this video so far, why don't you give me a like? I certainly would appreciate it to help show support, as well as hit that subscribe and notification bells. I'll be live reacting to these earnings on Tesla tomorrow after the bell, so you're not going to want to miss it. I hope to see you there. During the conference call, investors will be looking for an update from Musk on recent distractions, and also keep an eye out for an appearance by Tom Zhu, who was recently given additional responsibilities for Tesla's U.S. assembly plants and sales operations in North America and Europe. And that's going to be interesting. Could he be the successor? And what if he is Elon Musk's successor? Because let's face it, who wouldn't want to be the one to pick up the pieces after the latest tweet storm? Just keep in mind, though, too, that Tesla's earnings report has frequently led to tandem moves within the electric vehicle sector. So be sure to keep an eye out on stocks like Rivian, ChargePoint, even Nikola and Lucid. These are going to be ones to keep an eye on because they'll move just right along with Tesla if the earnings report does happen to be a positive one or not. In addition, investors will also be looking for an update on Tesla's battery and solar business, which has been a major growth driver for the company in recent years. The company's energy storage and solar products have seen strong demand, and investors will be keen to see if this trend continues. Overall, this earnings report is crucial for Tesla as the company navigates a rapidly changing market and increased competition. We've already seen Ford coming for them. The eyes of the industry and investors will be on Tesla, and it's up to the company to deliver on those numbers and guidance to justify its continued growth trajectory and its crazy valuation. Once again, be sure to join me on Wednesday for our live coverage of Tesla's earnings report and conference call, and we'll try to make sense of the chaos together. With the electric vehicle market becoming increasingly competitive and Musk's recent Twitter distractions, it's more important than ever to stay informed and on top of the latest developments. So be sure to tune in tomorrow as we break down the numbers and provide analysis on what it means for the future of Tesla and the industry as a whole. Hit that notification bell, guys. Have yourself a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.